The Prince and Princess of Wales returned to public life on a crisp September morning. Their appearance met with mixed feelings from the public. After a quiet summer spent away from the public eye in the British countryside, questions lingered about their absence during a time of national uncertainty. Their reappearance was staged at London's Natural History Museum, where Kate, as patron, once again highlighted causes she's long associated with. Critics noted the event felt more like a photo opportunity than genuine engagement. The visit, intended as a reintroduction, was seen by some as an attempt to modernise the monarchy's image without addressing deeper issues of relevance and transparency. Touring the museum's new gardens with schoolchildren, the couple's interactions were criticised as staged, with some observers questioning the authenticity of their interest. The princess debuted a lighter hairstyle and a carefully curated look, which some saw as a calculated move to shift focus from recent controversies rather than a sign of genuine renewal. For many, this engagement felt less like a meaningful return and more like a public relations exercise, with Kate's demeanour scrutinised for signs of detachment. As the group gathered in the gardens, the London sky darkened, mirroring the uncertain mood surrounding the royal couple's return. What began as a carefully orchestrated morning quickly lost its lustre, the atmosphere shifting as doubts about the royals' sincerity grew. Suddenly, a torrential downpour transformed the scene, catching everyone off guard and highlighting the lack of preparation. The rain, expected to be a minor inconvenience, instead exposed the event's poor planning, with attendees left scrambling for cover. The meticulously planned event quickly unravelled, a reminder that even royal events are not immune to oversight and mismanagement. The gathering storm was not just in the sky. Public opinion was quick to turn, with media and social networks buzzing with criticism and scepticism about the royals' motives. As the rain poured relentlessly from the sky, what began as a picture-perfect garden event was suddenly transformed. Guests scrambled for shelter, and chaos quickly replaced the idyllic scene as the downpour caught everyone off guard. In the midst of the confusion, royal aides rushed to shield William and Kate with large black umbrellas, making sure the couple stayed dry and comfortable for the cameras, while others were left to fend for themselves. But while the royals were protected, the schoolchildren who had come to greet them were left exposed, shivering and drenched, their excitement quickly replaced by discomfort and disappointment. The resulting images were stark and unforgettable. On one side, the royals and their entourage dry and shielded. On the other, a line of soaked children, visibly uncomfortable and ignored. The contrast was jarring, and it didn't take long for onlookers to notice. The narrative of the day shifted instantly, from a celebration of conservation to a glaring display of indifference toward the youngest guests. These images quickly flooded social media, where they were shared thousands of times, sparking outrage and biting commentary from all corners of the internet. Viral posts compared the scene to Let Them Eat Cake, highlighting a growing sense of disconnect and even callousness between the royals and the public they claim to serve. The digital backlash was swift and unforgiving, with many accusing Kate and William of being out of touch and lacking basic empathy for the children left in the rain. Criticism soon targeted not just the rain, but the authenticity of Kate's advocacy for children, with headlines and pundits openly questioning her sincerity and commitment. Years of carefully crafted public image and charity work were called into question, overshadowed by a single telling moment that exposed a lack of genuine care. Commentators and columnists debated fiercely, with many arguing that Kate's compassion was nothing more than a performance for the cameras. The incident quickly became a lightning rod for broader frustrations with the monarchy, fueling debates about privilege, responsibility, and the royals' apparent disregard for ordinary people. What was meant to be a simple museum visit had now spiraled into a full-blown PR crisis, with the royal family facing harsh criticism and scrambling to regain control of a narrative that had turned sharply against them. Every royal action is measured, scrutinised, and endlessly discussed by the public and the press. Each gesture, each word is weighed against the enduring legacy of Princess Diana, whose influence still shapes expectations today. As criticism mounted, comparisons to Diana's warmth and empathy were inevitable, with headlines drawing direct lines between past and present. Diana was known for breaking barriers, sharing in discomfort, and reaching out to those who felt unseen or unheard. She connected genuinely with people, often choosing to laugh, listen, and be present in the moment, no matter the circumstances. She would likely have joined the children in the rain, turning inconvenience into solidarity, making everyone feel included and valued. Critics argued Kate failed this crucial test, with the umbrella symbolizing a distance Diana worked so hard to erase, a barrier both literal and emotional. The contrast was clear. Diana's spontaneity and warmth stood in stark opposition to Kate's perceived formality and reserve. This moment reinforced the narrative that modern royals, especially Kate and William, often prioritize image and protocol over genuine connection with the people, leaving many feeling alienated. Diana's legacy set a high standard for royal empathy, one that Kate and William have repeatedly failed to meet in the eyes of many observers. For many, Diana's spirit of compassion and openness felt glaringly absent that day, replaced by a sense of detachment and formality from Kate. The umbrella incident served as a stark reminder that compassion must be seen, not just spoken about, and that small actions, when mishandled, can reinforce perceptions of coldness and privilege. For a monarchy under constant scrutiny, the appearance of empathy is as vital as the reality, because in the eyes of the public, perception often becomes truth. And in this case, the perception was far from flattering. On that September day, umbrellas became glaring symbols of royal privilege and separation. The images exposed a harsh divide. Kate and William shielded from the rain, while children nearby were left to get soaked. Many saw this as a blatant display of indifference. The moment fueled criticism that the royals, especially Kate and William, are out of touch, insulated from the discomforts faced by ordinary people. Instead of offering a simple gesture, sharing an umbrella, the royal couple maintained a rigid, formal distance, reinforcing their detachment. The umbrellas became not just protection from rain, but metaphors for the palace walls and centuries of inherited status and exclusion. In a country struggling with economic hardship, such displays of privilege by Kate and William felt especially tone-deaf and infuriating to many. The outrage wasn't about the rain itself, but about what the royals' actions revealed, a lack of empathy and understanding for the public. The umbrella didn't just shield Kate and William from the weather, it overshadowed the visit's purpose, cementing their image as distant and unapproachable. The palace quickly tried to counter the backlash with official statements. Eyewitnesses criticized Kate for not doing enough to help the children in the rain. Despite the palace's attempts to shape the story, the controversy persisted. The initial image had already shaped public opinion. This incident exposed the conflict between royal protocol and public perception. Aides holding umbrellas is standard practice, but optics matter more than ever. In the digital age, a single photo can define an event, making official explanations seem hollow. The monarchy can no longer control the narrative with statements alone. They're judged in real time, often losing the battle for public sympathy. The umbrella moment proved that perception now trumps protocol. The umbrella moment is a revealing example of how the monarchy relies on carefully crafted optics to maintain its image. The royal family's value is now mostly symbolic, yet their attempts to appear empathetic often come across as calculated and insincere. A single awkward photo can expose the disconnect between their polished image and reality, sometimes doing more harm than any critical article. This incident highlighted William and Kate's vulnerability, showing just how easily their attempts at relatability can backfire and reveal a lack of genuine concern. When the facade cracks, the public is quick to question whether their so-called empathy is nothing more than a performance for the cameras. Every gesture is picked apart for authenticity, but the royal family's rigid routines rarely allow for anything truly heartfelt or spontaneous. The umbrella, meant to be practical, instead became a symbol of their detachment. Critics argued Kate seemed more interested in protecting her appearance than helping the children around her. The monarchy is forced to constantly strategize how their every move will be interpreted, rather than focusing on genuine acts of kindness. Their future hinges on navigating the digital age, but their lack of authentic emotional intelligence is becoming increasingly obvious. In the end, proving empathy through staged photos only deepens public skepticism, making genuine connection seem further out of reach. The museum storm may fade from headlines, but its impact lingers. For Kate, it's a stark lesson in how public trust can be lost through a single misjudgment. The incident only strengthens the view that the monarchy is increasingly out of touch with ordinary people. Every misstep, like this one, fuels criticism that inherited privilege is not just outdated, but disconnected from reality. Instead of addressing public concerns, the royal family often seems to hide behind tradition and protocol. True connection is rare. Too often, the royals remain sheltered while the public faces the storm. The umbrella moment won't end the monarchy, but it's a clear sign of how out of step they are with the times. The future of the monarchy depends not on umbrellas, but on whether they can finally step out of their bubble and face the public's criticism head-on.